Coming up today on Homemade Live, we'll be cooking lighten up versions of our favorite meals.
And 2 layers, baby. Don't you dare go 1 layer on me. I'm not eating those donuts.
The inspiring creator of Fit Men Cook, Kevin Curry, is in the house.
Everybody would come to our house, so we would just have a whole lot of food. Food is love.
He'll show us how to lighten up his mom's favorite Sunday soul food dinner.
I'm cooking like Mama used to cook.
I'm in.
Plus a calorie-friendly apple cider donut.
That's what I crave. That's me on a plate right there.
Who says you can't have your cake and eat it too?
Real good.
It's all coming up right now on Homemade Live.
Isn't it wonderful? It's so wonderful.
Hey, I'm Joel, a dad, husband, and sustainable chef in Seattle, Washington. I believe the best ingredient on earth isn't what's on the plate, it's actually what's around the plate. The people, the places, the stories. That's what inspired Homemade Live. Each week we go live from our kitchen in front of a studio audience with famous friends. We share food memories and recreate them on the spot. Welcome to Homemade Live.
Funding.
Yeah! Thank you! Thank you!
Buddy.
Thank you. All right. No, I'm just kidding. Good. Thanks for being here, everyone. That was awesome. Today, it is all about the lighter side of things. And I don't mean like your personality, like lighten up. I mean like lighter side of things. Like we want to kind of take recipes down a notch. It's kind of perfect timing. I did have a physical a couple of months ago. And a physical, like when I was little, was not that big of a deal. Now with kids, I bring in a pimple and I look at my doctor and I'm like, am I gonna make it? Like, is it, like the stakes are too high right now. So he looked at me and he said, listen, I mean, full honesty, everything's good, but we do gotta work on the diet. We gotta work on eating healthier. And immediately I go into this place. I just go into this defensive place of, I'm a chef. Like, don't bring that on me. And he's like, yeah, Joel, you're a chef. You have superpowers. You can make Brussels sprouts taste awesome. You can make kale be delicious. And you know, he's right. He's totally right. I crave stuff just like everyone else craves things, especially seasonally, like different times of year. In college, I got hooked on apple cider donuts. Anyone fans of those? For this first bite, I'm gonna show you a lightened up version of these apple cider donuts. Let's dive in. All right, so first step is, these are baked donuts. So most donuts we know, they're fried, so already we're just saving so much right there. I like baked donuts because they're actually faster. Fried donuts are typically yeasted, right? So you have to let the yeast rise, just like you would with bread, but not with these. These are, you know, quick bread donuts. So I've got some cinnamon, nutmeg. This is like the flavors of fall. You wanna work that in, it's so good. Some baking soda. So all that goes into some flour. And then this is big. You could load this full of sugar, but we actually have some 0-calorie sugar substitute. So just like a tablespoon of that actually sweetens it up really nicely. And then you just wanna mix that together. Really simple, okay? Easy, so far we can do this part? Yeah. Not bad, not bad. All right. What the problem with most baked donuts is that they dry out. So we're gonna talk about the wet mixture, which really makes these moist and just spongy and delicious, everything you want. So the dry side is done. What makes apple cider donuts so delicious is obviously the apple cider. So we put that in a pan and we cooked it down until it was syrupy. Let that cool. We add a little bit of oil, some vanilla, apple sauce. Guys, this is money in the bank. Applesauce is what's gonna really set this off. And then we've got some eggs. Now, if I cracked eggs straight into here, if you get a bad egg, the whole thing is bad. So grab a little bowl as like an insurance bowl and just crack that in. Cool, and that way you just know if it's a bad egg, you don't plop it in there. I don't know what it is about these donuts. You know, I'm like obsessed with donuts. I'm so glad that we kind of made this because you can kind of enjoy both. So at this point, I have the wet mixture. I kind of put it right in there. And then you want to fold this in. Now this is really, really key here, okay? The folding technique, watch the body, okay? I know you don't think I'm limber, okay? So you kind of want to get in there and scrape the bowl. I kind of feel like I'm doing a massage right here. But you kind of like working it together like this, and this keeps it light. Again, the more you work this dough, because there's flour, it's gonna get bready. And like a donut, a chewy donut kind of sucks. A nice, tender donut is what we're looking for. So you kind of bring this together, and then right when it comes together, it's okay if there's some chunkiness. I like chunkiness. That's good. Said no one ever. But look at this. That's kind of what we're looking for. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then great little tip is to grab a piping bag. It's really hard to kind of like fill it and hold it. It gets everywhere. So kind of put it over your hand like this, place it into a jar, kind of turn it inside out, and then take the whole mixture. So you kind of spoon that in there. We don't have to do it all. You guys get the idea. And then you unfold it. And you're kind of left with this, right? So you have this ready to go. And then these are donut pans. You can buy these anywhere nowadays. If you're gonna fry them, you don't need this. But if you're gonna bake them, you gotta have that iconic shape of an apple cider donut. So you kind of get in there and you start right here and 2 layers, baby. Don't you dare go 1 layer on me. I'm not eating those donuts. I want it nice and thick, right? So you just go around and around. Amazing. Doesn't that look good already? Beautiful. Next up, you pick it up, tap it, and that gets all the air bubbles out. Bake it 350 for about 10, 15 minutes, and they come out looking, well, almost like this, but like that. But they will look like this. Yeah, all we did with this is so easy. We dust this in a 0-calorie sugar substitute, but it's actually 50-50. So there is 50% sugar in here, 50% of the alternative sweetener, and a little bit of cinnamon. For me, that's what I crave, and it's way lightened up. So that's me on a plate right there. So good. Oh my gosh. Absolutely delicious. I am covered in this. That is a little story from me. This is where we like to hear your homemade recipe stories. Check this out.
Hi Joel, I'm Calvin from New York, and I want to tell you about my Bubby's Mozaball Soup. This is a soup that she would prepare every Friday night when we came over for Shabbat dinner, and now she probably keeps about a gallon of it frozen in her freezer at all times. This latest batch definitely came from her freezer, but the matzo balls are fresh and they heat up perfectly. It's always delicious.
Amazing, amazing. All right. Our guest today is such an inspiring dude. This guy is incredible. He is the brains behind Fit Men Cook with over 2 million followers. Unbelievable. Give it up for Kevin Curry. What's up, buddy?
How you doing?
Thanks for being here. Wow.
Wow, appreciate that, man.
Much louder ovation than me.
Yeah.
Welcome to Seattle, baby.
Hey.
Welcome to Seattle. Well, you are now this just iconic brand. People look to you all over the world to kind of change the way they eat. How did this all start?
Yeah, it started with me being like hitting rock bottom in 2008 with the stock market crash. Everything kind of happened, and I lost the girl, I lost the job.
Yep.
And I was back home on my parents' couch, and I started just to gain weight, and I was, really just sad, and depressed. And I reached out to this personal trainer to ask me, to ask for some help, and he just quoted me some ridiculous number that I just could not afford. I mean, I'm on food stamps now after being in grad school.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? If he can figure this out, then so can I. So I took myself over to Half Price Books and bought every single book they had. Well, actually, I didn't buy every single one. I actually kind of like sat in there and was like, let me just read this first. Okay, this one's good. I can get this one. And that's how it started. And then, so right now, it's a global community of people that just want to eat healthy, right? But that was not my goal. My goal was to save my diet, right?
Yeah.
So I had this side hustle idea. What if I go to social media and post every single thing that I'm eating, so people that know better will tell me, all right, Kev, that's good, but don't do that. So it was a way to crowdsource my diet. And the reverse happened. Yeah, and the reverse happened. People began to ask me questions. I began to lose weight. And so it just became this community of people who were tired of cookie cutter diets. We don't want to eat chicken breast and brown rice and broccoli every single day. Yeah.
I feel like when people put themselves out there,
Yeah.
like when people are transparent and real, and you're not even trying to get followers, you're just trying to be out there, people connect to that, and they feel that, and that's, I mean, why you've garnered such an amazing following. I do know food was important for you growing up. Tell me about, like, I know Sunday was, from the South, Sunday was a big day?
Yes, Sunday was a big day. My dad was in church, like, all the time because he was a minister of music. So we'd be in church, like, early in the morning and wouldn't leave until 3 p.m. So my mom would always prep food on, like, Saturday night and Sunday mornings. My mom kind of functioned as, like, the big mama. So in the sense that everybody would come to our house. So we would just have a whole lot of food all the time. Food is love. That's how we show love to people, right?
As a Jewish boy from the north,
well, you know.
I have looked up to these after church like get-togethers. They look incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, the spreads look amazing. We're just everyone, the whole neighborhood over, everyone makes a plate, that type of thing.
So my favorite one was roast beef.
Okay.
And candied yams. And then spinach. Well, not spinach, greens. Greens.
Soul food. This is
like.
like.
It was soul food.
For our next bite, we're gonna recreate your mom's kind of Sunday meal, soul food, but lightened up. Shall we do it? Let's do it. All right. So Kevin, we're starting with the chicken.
Yes, sir. It's the most important thing, right? The protein. People always like that.
Yeah.
Now, we're not doing fried chicken because we're trying to be a lot more calorie conscious.
Yep.
I'm not an absolutist when it comes to food, so if you want to eat the fried chicken, eat the fried chicken. But every single day, it may not push you close to your wellness
I don't
goals.
think it will get you there.
All right, so
step one, a
skin
little spray?
off. Yes.
I like
we're going
the
to use the
spread.
oil as a binder.
Okay.
Right?
Just to kind of like
Just
glue
to-
it on, basically.
Absolutely. And then we're going to use some low sodium Cajun blend.
Is this your blend?
This is my blend,
You
yes.
came out with your own spice blend?
Yes, I did.
Give it over
Yeah.
there.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Thank you.
All right, so just load it on?
Yes.
Like,
Load
go
it
big.
on, yeah. And be heavy-handed. You can flip it over. Just make sure that it's all seasoned. Yo,
Okay,
please
all
season
sides.
your food. You don't want to do that, especially for social media.
down,
Everybody
hold on.
out there in social media is a professional cook, and you didn't season it.
Well, that's the problem.
Just-
I
yeah.
mean, a little bit with social media, everything looks so perfect. And one of the things that I love about your account, and honestly, why I think you've found so much success, is when I go on your account, it doesn't look like 14 people made it look pretty, put it on a bed of like corn, on a bed of grass, and it looked like a golden retriever in the back. Like, it's not set. It just looks like the way that my food looks. I think that you kind of, to me, feel like me. Like, you just feel like an every guy, right? And you just are trying to make it approachable, and I think you do such a good job of that.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
All right, so we have these. So you put those in, you let those air fry, no extra oil, right? Just that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it should be done about 15, or so minutes,
Yeah,
right?
we've got something
It depends
going.
on how big they are and how many pieces you put in there. And if you have a really big one, then you don't have to do as many batches. But just know, probably gonna have to be doing batches if you have this egg-style one.
Now, before we get into the greens, and I know greens down south is huge. I know you're from down south.
Yep.
But you spent some time up north a little bit because you went to Texas for undergrad and then Harvard for post.
Yeah.
Damn. I love it. So who has better food, Boston or Texas?
Oh, Texas by far. I mean, I'm sorry.
Wow.
Maybe. Wow. Actually, that came out too fast, right? Boston has good food, yeah.
Okay, that's a hard.
Yeah.
Very PBS answer right there. I love it. All right, so talk to me
So
through
we're gonna
these
make
greens.
some wilted spinach instead. Now greens are actually good like by themselves, right? And they're actually pretty tasty,
What
healthy
did your
for
mom
you.
make, like collards and
Collards,
okay.
yeah. But they just take a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to do meal prep and getting in the kitchen, you want something quick and easy. So we're gonna make some wilted spinach. So we're gonna get you sauteing onions.
Yeah, we already have some onions going, and then you want me to chop up this garlic?
Chop up this garlic,
All
please.
this garlic?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, let's go, baby. I'm in.
I'm a garlic
You don't
lover. I
kiss
feel like
anyone
it
down
adds a
south,
whole lot.
apparently,
You know what I mean?
I love it.
And then we're gonna add in the spinach. Now, don't be afraid about putting a whole lot in here because spinach will wilt. So you don't want to wilt it down too much. So you can actually squeeze in some lemon, or actually like to use a little bit of broth, just some
steam.
liquid. You can use water, but just a little bit more flavor.
So it's interesting because I would normally add the
then-
garlic before that. You add it after?
I like it afterwards, just because sometimes the garlic, can burn and become like kind of bitter.
Yes.
And also, I like to have that garlic flavor like really fresh. So you're gonna keep on going like this until it wilts down.
Yep.
Now I like to have it just like this, right?
Yeah, like barely wilted.
This, yes, barely wilted.
If you don't cook garlic, you add it at the end like this, it's gonna stay spicy. So garlic, right? So I like that. It's gonna give a little spice. That looks really great.
All right. So
that looks simple.
And it's just, we're done with this recipe. So
That's
we
how
have
easy
to-
that
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
All right, so
yeah.
just to recap,
That one.
that looks good.
Yeah. Salt.
And there is cumin. Did you
Get some cumin too if you like to.
you want it?
Yes.
Okay, so just to recap, we've got chicken that is air frying with some Cajun seasoning. We've got some wilted spinach with caramelized onions, but
Right.
garlic at the end just to give it that heat.
Yeah.
And then you've got these yam situation. What's happening over here, baby?
We're gonna not make candied yams. We're gonna make a nice fluffy mash.
Because candied yams are just loaded with sugar or what?
Yes, they are, but they're really good though. They're
so
we don't,
good.
we don't want to.
They're so damn
we
good.
don't. Yeah, we don't. They're good, but just added sugar. You know, you don't really want that.
Yeah.
And plus, food tastes good like by itself. We don't really have to add in a whole bunch of butters and oils all the time. It just tastes
Absolutely.
good. So let it perform.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're gonna use this wonderful burnt orange.
He loves this
KitchenAid.
mixer. He asked if he could have this mixer.
And he
afterwards.
told me yes. Isn't he wonderful? He's so wonderful.
He stuck it on camera,
my
so there's a
God.
record.
It's just.
I mean,
thank you so much
it
for
does
giving this
match.
to me.
It
Yeah.
does match. All right, so these
gonna put
just
this in
got
there.
steamed.
Yeah.
And you add these into the bowl.
Steam 'em.
This is
Yep.
actually a great trick. I mean, I know normally if you just have a small batch, you just mash them.
Yeah.
But if you put them in like a little stand mixer like this and put on the paddle attachment, it kind of
creates
just
air.
does it.
It creates air in there too after mixing it.
Yeah, you want to go
Yes.
for it, my man?
So we're gonna get this going.
What else goes in there?
All right.
So just kind of
Yep. And then
One
we're gonna
overboard.
add in a little bit of cinnamon. And the cool thing about cinnamon too is that if you love sugar, putting in this will actually help out a whole lot, right? To actually cut that without adding in added sugar.
why? It just makes things taste sweeter?
Yeah, it helps to balance out like your blood sugar too.
Oh, that just smells
Yeah.
incredible. Yeah.
Some nutmeg. If you want to use the pumpkin spice, you
The
can.
way he eyes
Now-
spices
Oh
terrifies me.
yeah.
I love
I'm just
it.
like, yeah, put it on. It looks about right. I'm cooking like Mama used to cook.
I'm in. I'm
cooking
in.
like Mama, you know.
I'm in. That smells so good.
Because you know what? At the end of the day, you have to eat this food.
Yes.
So it's yours. So do what you want with it.
Yeah.
You know?
And then we've got maple syrup.
A little bit of maple syrup
much
in
you want me to
there.
go?
Well, how much is in there? Let me see. Yeah, you didn't buy it. Let's put the whole thing in there.
Look at this guy. He's bringing Texas to Seattle. I mean,
It's
big
about
time.
2 tablespoons worth.
He's just like, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's just like
Put
everything.
it in there, and the cool thing about maple syrup too, it's actually really good for you. It's packed
Yeah,
with a whole bunch
totally.
of antioxidants and minerals
And I like that
and
it's
whatnot.
not too sweet. It has that
No,
kind of
no, it's not. It actually gives it a nice, like, for me, like a country flavor.
Yes.
You know?
Yes,
It
I
reminds
love
me
it.
of that, the South. All
That
right.
smells so good.
Get
Now,
that.
I know for you, I mean, you've changed so
Yeah.
many lives with Fit Men Cook, right? So many lives. And I know for you, you're very vocal about this.
Yeah.
It's not just about working out or eating differently.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot upstairs, a
Yeah.
lot about mental health.
Yeah, it starts in your mind. You know, the reason why I started going down this path is I was pretty depressed. I was seeing a psychiatrist. I was in therapy. I was taking medication.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't to try to like reverse that, but I just realized that after I began to, you know, like work out, well, it all started when someone posted this, you know, like this Facebook photo of me. Now, this is back at
That's
the
always
time
fun.
where they could tag you in something and it's just on your profile. And you're like, please untag. They get to call them up. Untag that photo. You know, it was before that time, right? So that was like, okay, Kev, you can't be depressed and look like this. So I started to do that. And so that was the way that I, you know, began to kind of understand the link between healthy eating and working out and mental wellness. And so it wasn't, Now, I say this too, just because like there's nothing wrong with people getting therapy and taking medication,
No, of
right?
course.
This just helps to accelerate and to complement that, right? So if
Absolutely.
you need to take some meds, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you can eat healthy and exercise and get movement, and I'm not talking about running a marathon, you can walk around the block, y'all.
Yeah.
Keep it really simple. Something just for you, I think that will help you out a lot more.
I love it, man. Well said. Church just got out.
Church got
You
out.
invited your buddy Joel from Seattle. It's my
Hey.
first church service. I'm excited. Load me up a plate. How do we build this?
We just put them into separate platters. So we're gonna put the candied sweet potatoes over here.
Okay. And then you want me to take the chicken out? Let's
Yes.
just see. This one should be done.
And I want to point something out, y'all.
Oh, yeah,
this
this
whole
looks
thing was
legit.
done in about 30 minutes. You've got an entire thing for for dinner or like for meal prep in less than an hour. You can't really beat that, and it's also going to be good for you.
Yeah.
In that it's nutritious.
Okay, can I just be real about meal
Yeah.
prep for a sec? I'm a chef.
Yeah.
Meal prep intimidates the heck out of me. I don't have time on Sunday to cook for like 6 hours.
Okay,
For like
well, see-
the whole, you know. But like, how do you? Like,
This is it. This is meal prep.
Yeah,
This is
this-
actually like a lunchbox someone can take. This is meal prep. You've got
But your idea is
your
just
lean-
make extra, right?
Yeah. You got your lean chicken, you got your veggies here, and then you also have your complex carbs.
This looks awesome.
A little bit of simple carbs with the with the maple, but it's done. Let me get a
I love how you just took these kind of right to the edge of wilted, so there's still
Yeah.
just a little bit of crunch.
just a
This
little
looks
bit.
awesome.
And if you're not a fan of spinach, you can use whatever. Now, the one thing that this is the only food that I probably dislike the most, and I may get some booze here, but Brussels sprouts.
I love Brussels
I
sprouts.
know,
What?
I know.
Your
It's so
maple
weird.
situation, Creole seasoning, it's bomb.
It's too bitter for me. I I did this gene test, and it said that I'm really sensitive to bitter foods. So it said your top foods are beer and Brussels sprouts, and I hate all of that. I hate both of them with a passion. I'm always like, oh, it tastes like Tylenol, like medicine. So yes, but that's the only thing. But if you want to have Brussels sprouts, go ahead and do that.
I love it. This looks
Beautiful.
good. Can we just show real quick these three things?
And
This
I
is
like
soul
to
food
put-
done light, yeah? A little bit of cayenne.
A little bit of smoked paprika, cayenne on there at the very end of it.
All right.
Boom. Hey.
Kevin Curry. So this is just something we do on the show.
Yeah.
This looks insane, by the way. I'm going to
Okay.
face plant into that. But this is the part of the show we have quick bites.
Okay.
Just quick questions for you. Don't overthink it.
Yep.
We have not exposed him to this yet.
Boxer briefs. Oh, I thought you were
Oh,
going to say
I'll go there. You want to go there?
I thought you were going to say that. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Fermented shark in Iceland.
Horrendous.
And
That's it.
okay, yeah. They made us open it up outside because it was so powerful.
Was
that,
it just
it's
insane
fragrant.
smelling?
It was, yeah, it was really strong. I can't even. It just tastes. It's rotten. It's rotten shark.
Rotten shark.
It's rotten shark, and
Yeah.
and it's like those little cubes, and I ate it, and it was like immediately regretted, like And I'm with the Icelanders, like, yeah, oh yeah, oh my God.
All right.
Yeah.
Best meal of your life?
Food is a good memory.
Yes.
So my dad was really sick, and my mom made like soul food dinner, and she made a roast beef, and I just remember as a child just crying through it, just because it just meant so much, and it felt like love. So.
That's what food does.
Yeah.
Food is a hug.
Yeah.
Food is a hug.
It's a hug. Yeah.
All right, this last one's
Yep.
intense. Everyone hold on to something.
Okay.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Oh gosh. I would tend to say no. Only because, yeah, thank you.
It's no. Time out.
Because we
Time
have
out.
to,
Why?
because if you make a sandwich, you have what? You have 2 pieces of bread. This one is just like this, and so technically it's a full, it's
I'm
like a
into
pita.
that explanation.
It's like a pita burrito. It's like, you can't do that, it's not a sandwich. And so folding it like this, it's connected, it can't be a sandwich, it's a hot dog.
All right, that's quick bites. That's great.
Yeah.
I love it. We always like to end every episode of Homemade Live with just a little bit of a toast. I've been addicted to Diet Cola, like I've had that. I don't know about you guys at home. Like it's
too.
Oh my God, it is a thing.
I love Coke Zero, that's my thing.
Is that your
Yeah.
thing? So
Yeah.
this is kind of a cool hack. I'm into this. Balsamic vinegar.
Ooh.
Yeah, really aged balsamic vinegar that's like thick. So you just do a little. Are you scared about this? This could not be the shark.
Because I forgot
We'll
to
see.
say that I also dislike vinegar. But go ahead.
Okay, let's try. Let's try.
I'm open to
Let's
this,
try.
all right?
Yeah. We might one up the shark. But a teaspoon of balsamic or so, and then
Looks beautiful.
yeah, and then a little bit of maple syrup.
Okay.
Because I know you like the
Yeah,
natural sweetener, so a little bit of maple.
And
right?
be heavy with mine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It's the Texas thing. And then some lime club soda. Like
Okay.
try and get the lime flavor. Just normal club soda will work, but look at this. It kind of looks like,
Yeah, I mean,
feels
squint,
like.
yeah.
Are you kind of into it?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you squint and look at it like that, absolutely. I'm drinking Coke.
I love it. So you give us a stir.
Yeah.
Does anyone kind of want to see his reaction? I want to see.
Oh, God.
I think it looks pretty good, right?
Yes.
All right, you get
Yeah.
the ultra sweet one. Let's try.
Thank you. Cheers.
Let's try. It's not that bad.
Well,
it is not that bad.
No, it's not. It doesn't taste like Coke, but it's actually really refreshing.
Yeah, I
It's
couldn't
really
replicate
refreshing.
$1 billion recipe.
Yeah. But it's really good. It's really refreshing. Yeah.
It's good.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you what else is refreshing. What else is refreshing is you, my friend. I mean, I think the health industry is
you.
so intimidating. It's hard for people to get around, and you have created just this crowd of people who are changing their lives, taking their health by the hand, and running to their goals. So you're amazing. This is a toast to you. I want to toast to everyone in the crowd here and everyone watching at home. Thanks for tuning in to Homemade Live. We will see you next time. To check out all the recipes we made today and more, visit us at homemade.live. You'll find our free cooking class schedule where you can cook with me live in real time. I'll see you in the kitchen.